Hello and welcome to Mr. Wiley Teaches Math. Today we're going to be talking about circumference of a circle. Circumference simply means the perimeter of a circle. We just need to be more specific and very precise when we're talking about math. When we're calculating circumference of a circle, there's four terms that we need to be really familiar with. The first is diameter, and diameter is the distance across the entire circle through the center or the origin. A radius, which is half the distance from the outside edge to the center of the origin, and circumference, which is the perimeter, as if we walked around the outside of a shape, the distance around a shape. One thing that you'll notice is if a diameter is the whole way across and radius is halfway, then two radiuses are the same as one diameter. So if I do another radius out the other side, those two would be the same as a diameter. The last term that we need to be familiar with is pi, which gets a Greek symbol of pi, and is a special number. For our purposes, we're going to use 3.14, although it's a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal, meaning it goes on forever without creating a pattern. So we could write this number forever and we'd never be able to finish it. So we're going to round to 3.14. So for our purposes, we're going to have two formulas. To calculate the perimeter of a circle, or the circumference, we're going to multiply pi times the diameter. And I don't need to write the multiplication because this is an algebraic formula. So there's a multiplication symbol in there, but I don't need to write it. Or circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. And it's 2 times the radius because we've already talked about how two radiuses make one diameter, and we're multiplying it by pi. So those two should be equivalent. That's written this way, just as an algebraic, we always put the number first, then in constants, and the variables on the end. So that's why it's written as 2 pi r. So we're going to do two calculations here. We're going to use each of these formulas, and we're going to start with circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. I'm going to start by writing the formula each time. I know that pi is my constant of 3.14. And I'm going to multiply by the diameter of 3.6 centimeters to calculate my perimeter, my circumference. So I'm going to take 3.14 and I'm going to multiply by 3.6 and see what I get. So 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 1 is 6, 8, 6 times 3 is 18. I'll always start my next line with a 0, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to add those all up. 4, 10, 13, 11, and I'm going to count my 1, 2, 3 decimal places in my original question, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take my decimal and move it over 1, 2, 3 spots to get an answer of 11.304 centimeters. So my circumference to go around this shape is 11.304 centimeters. Obviously, I could have taken a piece of string and carefully laid it around the outside and then measured the string afterwards on a ruler, but to get this precise, it would have been very difficult. All right, we're going to do the same thing with the other formula. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So circumference is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by a radius of 1.8 centimeters. So I'm going to start with 2 times pi first, 3.14. I'm going to multiply by 2 to get 6.28. Then I'm going to take my 6.28 and I'm going to multiply by my radius of 1.8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 6 is 22. 8 times 6 is 48. Plus 2 is 50. Drop in my 0, and then 1 times 8, 2, 6. Add those up. And I get the same answer of 11.304, sorry, with my 1, 2, 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So my circumference is equal to 11.304 centimeters is what I got before using the other formula. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check the class website for additional notes, different examples, and the assignments.